On this AVNation special, Control4 has purchased Triad Speakers for $9.6 million. Talk about what it means for dealers, what it means for the industry, and what it means for the workers. We have somebody from Triad and somebody from Control4. So join us for this AVNation special.
The network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
is AV.
This
is AVNation.
This is AVNation.
This is an AVNation special, Control4 and Triad, recorded Wednesday, March 1st, 2017. This is an AVNation special. My name is Tom Albright. I am your host. Announced just a couple of days ago, our friends over at Control4 purchased a speaker company. The speaker company is called Triad Speakers. This is from the press release. Control4 Corporation, a leading global provider of smart home solutions, today announced the acquisition of Triad Speakers, a leader in advanced audio technology with best-in-class customizable speaker solutions. From the Control4, from the CE Pro story about this, they quoted Martin Playan, Control4 chairman and CEO, quote unquote, "The acquisition of Triad brings proven premium acoustic experience and innovation to our company, enabling us to immediately deepen our entertainment offering and develop new integrated audio experiences for the future." Not for nothing, $9.6 million, not exactly, a trip to Walmart here. So to talk about this very thing, we have somebody from Triad and we have somebody from Control4. Crazy idea. First and foremost, we have Bryce Judd. Bryce is the Senior Vice President, Worldwide Sales for Control4. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
Also with us, if I can do this correctly, is Bruce Franklin. Bruce is the Director of Speaker Sales and Operations for Control4 now. Welcome, Bruce.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Guys, let's kick it off here. And Bryce, I'm going to start with you on this. A little bit over a year ago, Control4 announced that they purchased PackEdge. Switch manufacturer, made a whole lot of sense. You guys are a control company. You have since worked your way into, and you're not saying you're leaning on Amazon Echo, but you're integrating Amazon Echo heavily in the network world. Made a whole lot of sense to the observers like me. A speaker manufacturer is not a natural progression to me for a control company. So lay it out for me here. What besides Martin's statement there, what are we thinking here?
Sure. Well, thanks for having us on. And Control4 is at its core committed to the connected home and creating connected experiences for our customers. And when you talk about PackEdge, it was a very clear decision for us to get into the networking business because we saw that a significant percentage of our support calls coming into the company related to our automation environment were actually related to the network. Okay. And of course, as you look at the connected home and the orchestrated home and the disparate services that are coming together into the home, a strong backbone, a core network is fundamental to delivering those services. The same is true for the endpoint, the actual experience, the way you consume that content, the way you consume those connected experiences. When we look at the Control4 business, 80% of our installations, Control4 installations, include at least one single receiver in the home. Our dealers are installing audio solutions into the home. So bringing Triad into the family is a natural extension of that. Now we have a full speaker line of high quality to match the high quality audio resolution that we have in our controller environment and give our dealers more tools and a full suite of tools to deliver that connected experience to the customer. So we see from network down to the endpoint, all part of that connected experience. And our job and our vision is to provide the tools to our dealers to deliver that full service. Of course, we're very supportive of the ecosystem. We support streaming services. We support third-party components. Our vision is to support and enable the connected home. And this is one more step towards that.
All right, Bruce, the one thing that a lot of times when mergers and acquisitions happen, our audience are integrators, right? And so that's where we ask the questions from. If I'm a Triad dealer today or I was a Triad dealer yesterday. Bruce, what does that mean for me today?
Well, we're certainly going to expand the line to a lot more dealers, but the main thing that the dealers are going to be getting, first of all, they're going to get a chance to buy online. Control4 put in thousands of hours of backroom stuff to get it on, so they don't have to wait for business hours to call in. It was a tremendous job that they did. We're going to the ingestion of a lot more money, so a tremendous amount of expanded R&D that we have needed. Much more, a lot better marketing that as a smaller company was really out of our grasp. And also, which we've been seeing for the last 30 days as we've been getting closer into this purchase, a lot of brain trust. There's a lot of really smart people over Control4. Helps us get us on a direction in very much the correct place.
All right, Bryce, same question, only in reverse. If I'm a Control4 dealer today, what does this mean with you guys adding Triad?
Sure. Well, for our Control4 dealers, it means more options. Now they can deliver a fuller suite of services, a fuller ecosystem, and a fuller connected home through the Control4 family. And so they can take advantage of the relationship we have, the trust that they have with us, and that engine that Bruce talked about, where we focus exclusively on the dealer channel. We've been very, very, very clear in our business model and our go-to-market that our dealers are the face of our company. We are not conflicted in that vision. And so whenever I'm in the field and I talk to our dealers, I say, you are Control4. So how do we behind the scenes help enable you to do more business, to be more successful, to support your customers? And so since our focus is 100% on our dealer network, this acquisition was very much colored from that lens. If we believe, which we did, we need to be in this space to give our dealers more tools, then what is the characteristic of a speaker line? What should we be looking for? And so when you think about Triad, it is a perfect reflection of that bias that we have in terms of our role in the marketplace. Triad is a top quality brand and highly focused on customization and the integrator. So that's not an accident, right? So we purchased not a product line, but a culture and a people and a practice that fits within that theme and the way we see ourselves in the marketplace. So the dealer should expect more of that connection, that intimacy, that level of support that they're getting from our Control4 line, that they're now seeing from Package. We brought that into the family. That extends to Triad. And I think our dealer network is going to see very clearly that this broadens that portfolio, certainly, but it emphasizes our commitment to the channel.
Bruce, you mentioned brain trust. I know a lot of really smart people at Control4. You also mentioned the funds for R&D. As you sit here, a day or two after this announcement, what do you hope to see come out of that relationship? What do you hope to see come out of those resources?
Well, a small company, you hope you're making a lot of decisions and you play with the hand that it's dealt you. But with extra money, you know you're going in the right direction. There's no fumbling around. With Control4, they're a lot more committed to metrics and what we want to achieve, where we want to go there. I remember the old statement: if you don't know where you're going, every road will take you there.
Yep.
Sometimes in a smaller company that becomes that. And we've done some really good things over the years. And one of the things that I'm really pleased about is that Control4 doesn't want to change that. They want to adjust it and help us manage it and move it way into the future and just into much, much bigger things. But the actual culture, they want to keep the culture the same. And for us, that's really, really important.
Well, Bryce, talk about that for a second, because this is, again, and not for nothing, but we talked about Package. Not the first time you guys have rolled another company into your culture. How do you do that? I mean, and I'm going to ask Bruce here in a second, but Triad has been around a few years longer than Control4, sure, right? So you've got you have an older company that has a different culture, it has a different feel. How do you merge those two together?
Sure. And Yeah, so I've been on the acquisition side of the business, on the buy sell side multiple times.
Yeah.
And I found we can get very wrapped up in complexities and processes, but at the end of the day, it comes down to people. And again, the reason for the Triad acquisition was because of the people. And so our focus is to protect that. And Bruce talked about going into the future. The future is the people, is the culture of Triad. We're not interested in changing that. We're interested in amplifying that, if you'll allow me that word.
Very well done, sir.
Thank you. We live and breathe it. So we want to take what they had, which is wonderful. It's a culture that loves the space, loves high focus on quality, differentiation, customization, and we want to fuel that. And so the way we protect that is we empower the team to be able to do those things that they've always wanted to be able to do, that they just didn't have the resources to do, to give them the support that comes from the weight of the company, whether it be supporting our dealers with an online portal day one so that they can expand their ability to purchase and to line up projects and to scope projects, and take some of the weight off of our dealers, which takes some of the weight off of the machine of Triad, which allows them to focus even more on how do we get to market in a way that services the dealers better. What products and what services and what configurations does the market need that we haven't been able to do quite yet, that now we can. And obviously we're a day into this, and I've gotten a lot of great feedback from our dealer network, a lot of support and a lot of suggestions. Now you can do X, now you can do Y. And certainly we're very excited to look into that and to take advantage of it. And this is a product line that we're going to invest in, we're going to grow. Obviously we don't pre-announce products. That's not how we do things. But this is an area of growth and investment for us.
Tell me you have someplace on your website that just says, tell us what to do now, or something of that nature. You know?
Well, yeah. Well, I spend most of my time in market, and I tell our dealers the same message, consistent, because it's true, is we're a publicly traded company. We invest significantly. That's disclosed. So we have a very large R&D commitment. That commitment is influenced directly from those interactions we have with our dealers. Again, when you are not confused about who your customer is and how you go to market, it removes a lot of complexity. It allows us to focus very succinctly on the audience that we need to serve, which is our dealer base. So that feedback fuels us. We don't get everything the way when folks want it and how they want it and so forth, but it fuels us. And so that feedback is certainly welcome.
Yeah. Bruce, same kind of the question about the other way. I mean, you've worked for Triad for a long time. We mentioned this. Triad is a company that's older than Control4. So from that side and from your side and that culture side, how is it? Again, we're 2 days in here, kids. This is not. I don't expect a long dissertation, but as you come in from the older company into the newer one. What are some of the things that you're looking at?
Well, I was up at Control4 in the Salt Lake City area 3 weeks ago, sitting around a large room, a lot of ideas being thrown around, some really, really amazing direction. But I certainly was the oldest guy in the room, so it's not just a 34-year-old, close to 34-year-old company, but these are a lot of very, very smart young people in that room. But the culture is they want to succeed and they want to make a difference, and it's kind of what we all wanted to do. Now it's going to do it a bit differently, and the mechanics are going to be a little differently. They have Control4 has its own dedicated sales force, for example. So that's going to be a bit of change in culture versus using independent reps, which we've used throughout our whole career. So that's a major change that we've addressed. Most everybody in the company, everybody was kept. So at least that culture here will stay the same, and the same people can be called if they want to reach out to it. So we're trying to keep that whole feeling of that people really wanted when they dealt with Triad. They'll be able to keep that. Certainly, we're going to a much bigger company.
Yeah, and the center of excellence of Triad is in Portland, and that's where it stays. And we have every intention of supporting and increasing and growing that talent pool and their ability to deliver. So we're very excited about taking what they have and giving them more tools to do more with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Real quickly, Bryce, I want to pick up on something that Bruce said, and that is the shift between independent reps and your guys' your sales force. Again, back to the integrator, back to the dealer. What does that look like for them when, if you're currently a Triad dealer and you're looking to still maintain that, coming to you guys now, how do I, if I'm not a Control4 dealer today, how do I work that relationship?
Sure. So if you are a Control4 dealer today, so the good news is you get to take advantage of the Triad line today. Products live on our portal, and we're expanding that opportunity to our Control4 network. We're very excited about that. If you're not a Control4 dealer and you're a Triad dealer, wonderful. Your world just got better, because now we've launched all the tools and the support and the mechanisms that we've been able to build as a larger company, and we've given those to our Triad dealers day one, which means today our Triad dealers can go online. There's a Triad portal, and they can go online and they can spec and order products, including customization, paints, colors, and sizes. All those steps that were before manual are now enabled through the portal. Certainly, okay. We'll have the contacts into Portland, and they can continue to make those phone calls. Those people still exist. That's not going away. We haven't changed it, but this is what I was talking about in terms of giving the machine more tools. And so we're very excited about giving our Triad dealers those tools. And then the other question I get is, well, what if a Triad dealer wants to become a Control4 dealer? Wonderful. That's the power, right? That's the beauty, because we're connecting together pieces that make this orchestrated home, this ecosystem, logical. And we want our dealers to be able to participate and work with us on any and all of those components to help them facilitate their business. And so we welcome all of our Triad dealers to the family and to the broader product line, whether that means the Control4 side, we want to have that conversation with them, or on the Pack Edge side. And we'll work with them to figure out what's the best fit for their business. So
a little bit more pointed of the question: how do they do that? Like, if I'm a Triad, what are the steps that I take? Sure. They can, a Triad dealer can reach out to their usual contacts in Triad and say, I'm ready to talk about Pack Edge or Control4, and we'll run them through the process. Perfect. We also have our Control4 and Pack Edge sales teams, which are distributed across the globe. We'll be reaching out to all of our Triad dealers, welcoming them to the family, giving them confidence that their world didn't just implode, but it got better, and then here are the tools that they get. And if they'd like to sell our broader product line, we'll run them through the process of bringing them on. And that could be, for example, a Triad dealer, maybe they want to participate and take advantage of our networking line, which is relevant in every home. Every new home built in America is a connected home. Question is, are we going to connect them or someone else? Right? So we need to do that, and that's happening globally as well. And so if they want to participate in that, wonderful. If they want to get on the automation side, perfect. If they have a separate or a different automation line that they sell, that's okay too. We welcome and support them as a Triad dealer, and if that's how they want to stay, then we're okay. We're not in the business of dictating the marketplace and prescribing which components of an ecosystem our dealers choose. We think that's the job of the dealers and ultimately the customers. Our job is to provide the best-in-class components that equal up a best-in-class solution, and then our dealers, we hope, will select us based on the merits, and we hope to be competitive that way. All right, very good, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Bruce, Franklin, if somebody wants to get a hold of Triad today, tomorrow, or next week, or you, how do they do that?
Well, the easiest way is just to call the Triad Factory. It's 1-800-666-6316. They want to reach out to me. I am available if I'm not sitting on planes. All right, good. And Bryce, thank you so much, sir. How do people get a hold of you and Control4 and Pack Edge and now Triad?
Sure. Well, the best way is now through the portal. They have access. Our dealers have access to the portal, and they can reach out that way for a connected conversation. We're going to have our field organization also reaching out proactively to all of our dealers, so they'll have live contact. And the message to our Triad dealers is welcome.
Yeah.
Great to have you. We're so excited about what you've done. We're excited about what we're going to do together going forward. And we welcome you into the broader world and figure out how we can grow the marketplace. We know that our dealers are best in class and they love the space we're in. And so we do too. And so we're going to collectively grow the market together. We're excited about 17. It's going to be a good year for our industry.
Very good. How do they get a hold of you and the Control4 website, social, that whole thing?
Yep. Go to control4.com. You can reach out. There's a contact us. Reach out there as well. Go through the portal. Every dealer's been sent access. Every Triad dealer's been sent access and credentials to the Triad portal, so they can log on there. Please do play with it. Start configuring. I think you'll like what you see, the flexibility, and then of course we'll reach out even further with more direct contacts details. So please reach out. We're looking forward to working with you.
All right, very good, gentlemen. Thank you so much. My name is Tim Albright with AVNation. For more information about us, avnation.tv, avnation.tv. That's so much. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. This has been an AVNation special.